The Making of by Brecht Evans, or Evans, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. This is, I think, my first ever Belgian read. It's very surreal, it's very odd. Basically it follows a visual artist or a fine artist who travels to partake in an exhibition which, when he arrives, is a bit of a disillusionment, isn't as grand or as professional maybe as he had imagined. So it's about him dealing with that and coming to terms with that and adjusting his plans and compromising his creativity perhaps, or compromising his own standards. There are some really sweet characters in this one. You don't really delve much into their past. You see them in kind of a sensory way. It's like visiting auras. So this is when he's meeting everybody. So you they're all different, like, shapes, sizes, colours. You know, someone's just lines. So everybody is kind of represented by a colour, and their speech is in the same colour. And it's just really nice. You get kind of a feel for how that person feels and how they present. I loved this character. Dennis was probably my favourite character, maybe after Leslie, maybe joint with Leslie, because he's so sweet as well. Dennis is hilarious. He basically draws swirls on everything because that's all he sees everywhere. So that's him drawing swirls on a log. Leslie is this little blue guy, and he basically puts everything on hold for what Peterson, our protagonist, wants to do, and is just 100% a believer in what Peterson wants to do and in Peterson's ideas, and really just puts himself way out there for other people, and it's really sweet. It's really, really moving. Here is a sequence which I think really just heartbreakingly sums up Peterson's selfishness versus Leslie's undying selflessness. He just wants to be around and help Peterson, and Peterson just wants to get laid and is just trying to get rid of him. The artwork is kind of changeable. It's really nice. Sometimes you'll get quite straight cut pictures like this. This is kind of, you know, a bit different. I love the sense of humour of it as well, like a phone going off underneath a woman's vagina, which is about to receive oral sex. And this panel with the rain, how lovely is that? Plip plop. One thing that I really liked about this book as well was just a really tiny moment, which is Dennis, one of my favourite characters, gets put in a cell for lashing out at Peterson, and he is stuck in this horrible little prison cell where he can't paint any swirls on anything, which is what keeps him calm. Dennis obviously has some issues in staying emotionally well and calm. What happens when they're put in a cell? Just like anybody else, what happens when they're treated in the way that it's guided by law? You know, if they've committed a crime and been put in a cell, which is an environment which is designed to impose and to put pressure on you and to enforce respect and fear, essentially. How do they cope with invisible illnesses or mental illnesses in that kind of case? Because you wouldn't know, would you? Do they have somebody there who's specially trained to recognise all kinds of invisible illnesses?